focus because we are still here on Trending SA on SABC3. If you've just joined us, you are just in time. This is the song that he has chosen, our guest for tonight. Now, you all deemed him as Minister of Twitter. We may have said it right here on this table because he's just so lit. Off the back of hanging up his boots as MP, he joins us today to tell us what being head of elections really means. Before we all got to know this woke individual of political persuasion, Fikile Mbalula started out as the president of the Botshabelo Youth Congress back in his hometown. Then he rose through the ANC ranks to the ANC Youth League Secretary General and then became president of the Youth League a little bit later on. In 2010, he was appointed as sports minister, where he promised to bring Beyonce to the country.
Beyonce! Beyonce!
So we're going to ask him about that and a whole lot more, ladies and gentlemen. Fikile Mbalula. We're not worthy. We're not worthy. First of all, welcome to our show. Thank you for taking the invitation.
Yeah.
It's really wonderful to have you here. Okay, so for anyone who doesn't know, growing up in Botshabelo, what was that like? What was young Fikile April Mbalula?
Wait. Fikile next month Mbalula.
What was growing up in the Free State like for you?
Well, I don't know how it was because I never enjoyed part of it because it has been politics all the way, which robbed me of my childhood and my youth. So it was not nice. So and do all the good things that you do when you are youth. And so it was pretty tough, but at the end, worth it.
Yeah. Do you remember the moment when you became politicized, when you kind of switched on that switch?
I cannot remember the day and the time. It just happened.
Yeah.
And then once I was in, there was no turning back. Yeah. And that was it. I still want the person who knows when he was recruited and when he decided to join. Because the moment you are in jail. So you come out there, you are highly politicized.
Yeah.
And, conscientized, so that was it.
Yeah.
But besides Ufunujola, what do you want to do as a career before you joined politics? You got into politics.
Well, what was before us would teacher, because our teachers were our role models. Because this thing of being a doctor and everything else was far away.
Yeah.
And that is why when we talk black excellence, it's about undermining inferiority complex. Black excellence is not about swart gafar. It's about doing things that were preserved for others and that blacks dare not get into that space. We talk actuaries today. We talk scientists. We've got young people who, not continents, planets are named after them from the Republic. What else do you want? We've got Rabada, #1 bowling star. Now we're facing the ban. What else can you ask for? Tumamina.
So let's talk about your positions within the political space. What was your favorite ministerial posting?
Police.
Police?
Yes.
Why?
It's most difficult and a lot of backstabbers. And the most dangerous people, and I like that. And I like, kicking butt and making South Africa safe. And I enjoyed it, to chase criminals and everybody who's doing the wrong things, and including what you asked me to explain with that bottle of champagne toting.
Yes. So earlier on, we showed a little clip of Musi Maimane.
and Bobby said that is public drinking.
No, okay.
Bobby said it.
He was opening up the champagne, and we all posed the question: is that public drinking?
No, that is public indecency.
Yes. Let me sip on my
As a phallic symbol, Nyansi.
Yeah, that Muruti will fight with me. We've been fighting over this drinking business in public this past day when he was celebrating, but now, nonetheless.
I have two questions. I mean, where does this personality, I mean, you know that you've been called fear F all, you know, where does that come from? What is that born of? And has it got you into trouble?
I wouldn't say so. I mean, fear for all means.
Bleep. Former minister, we're not allowed to say that word. That's why I said F all. But continue with respect.
So you don't fear for our jobs.
No,
We still need our jobs.
Okay, let's go then.
Okay.
Which one? Mbawizi?
All of those things.
Okay.
Mbawizi?
No, it didn't, except for those people who thought that old age crisis catching up with me. But, you know, it is something that came with the territory. When I was in sports, it was sports and recreation. And so it was not an old age home. You take somebody who's going to sleep on sports and rec, then it won't tick. So I had to resonate with the mass of sport, but recreate, you know, do things.
Yeah.
And that will make, because sport is about feeding happiness to the nation. So that it's not about sitting there and then thinking, where will I get the budget? Of course, if you want money in sports, you won't get it. There's no money in government. So I had to be everywhere, but over and above, focus on the business of what needs to be done, but imbue the nation with the RDP of the soul.
But let's
happiness.
bring your tenure as Minister of Police into question, because we've read that actually puts some strain on your family life as well. Is this true?
Yeah, of course it does, because
How so?
No, the threat goes up, and then it is things that you do that affect your security, and your life changes drastically, and your security detail changes, and you get guarded. You choose spaces where you go to, and I had to rationalize on what I used to do.
I mean, can we also talk about the look on your face? You know, it's a very serious question. What were you thinking here?
I don't know.
She is absolutely
Yeah.
But you look like you enjoy what you do. You enjoy this public space. You enjoy being, you know, a servant to the nation. Is that a correct gauge of you from the outside?
Look, I believe in one thing. I say that you can't be Minister of Sports and you are not known. And kids, when they are asked questions, who's the Minister of Sports? They say, Langalibalele. Who? They don't know. You see, then you are in the wrong space, because sports is about the people. If you are with your girlfriend or your wife, you have run out of a topic, the best thing to talk about that is understood by everyone, let's talk about Steve Gompela, you know. Then there is a topic, date goes. And then when you talk about the police, it's about life.
Yeah.
Women have been raped, criminals are running amok. You are almost in the public space in their thoughts all the time. And for the first time, I saw in the movies my name coming up, will report you to Mbalula, you know. It's because of the police. So you can't be in those positions and you behave like you're Minister of Water and Sanitation. Of course, you know, because if you deal with water and sanitation, except if there is drought, then you become popular because there is drought. But half of the time, if all of us, Nomvula will kill me for this. Okay, sorry, Mama, actually, it's not about you. But I'm saying that you're a minister of what? Environment, or you're a minister of what? You are known for that crisis and it's gone. But
what
police, you are
about forestry
literally...
and fisheries?
Huh?
What about forestry and fisheries?
lick my cup.
Yeah, forestry. Or we think about you when we talk about fish quotas. You know,
It's not right.
We start to think about, hey, there is this, you know, and then energy. Oh, there is nuclear. You don't even know about nuclear. Hey, we don't want nuclear. Who's the minister? Who's the minister, Mahlobo? Minister of Police, Fikile. You know that guy like nobody's
Stomach
business.
in, chest
I
out.
saw some other guy in the ghetto, who's actually guarding cars, saying that, asisahlale kamnandi la uPhekicele ufikile now, we're being arrested left and right. Look, you are Minister of Police, you are just there. It's like that. So you can't be in those ministries and you are fast asleep.
Exactly.
Can't be.
Must be here.
Of course, it comes with the territory, where you are, and people love this, and crime affect us badly.
Yeah.
So.
But you really took Twitter and you made it your own, right? I mean, you had a little bit of a moment here with our very own Musa.
Yes,
Yeah.
you did. I don't know if you remember this, but Regal Global had tweeted something once. Let's take a look at this tweet. The tweet was, please send a shout out to me. And this was, of course, in connection with you doing an interview. You then responded and said, I was doing an interview with Vuyo Mboko and Kathy Mushalana. Not Musa and Akumzi, please. Now, this tweet has been found after it was deleted. It has been found. And of course, you've said many other things, like very jaw-dropping statements. Some that you mentioned a little bit earlier on as well. Let's take a look.
Wherever criminals congest and come together, we must unsettle them. We must squeeze them. If they've got ropes, we must crush them.
Straight face.
Reaction face like this, like we must crash them. So what I want to know is this a persona? Is this something that you sit and say, right, I must go be like this? Or is this who you really are?
No, this who I'm really, this is me. It's not like I rehearse. I speak about crime, and then crime need fighters. So I've got to mobilize society and...
Fighters, you say?
Yes, needs fighters, not the other group. Real fighters.
Okay.
Yeah, so you've got you can't then appear to be like you. It is business as usual. When women on Twitter have been coming to me, solving their cases literally on Twitter, it was like I'm in a police station. My DM flooded. I opened it up to our people to report their cases, and thanks to those cops who when I elevated those cases to their high level in the police, they responded. Many people were brought to book, guys, and so on. And so that's who I am. No fake, no plastic. Mbawizi Razmataz.
Shalalas. Yes.
Fear for all.
Oh, yes. We were fearing what you're going to say next. Don't say. All right.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, God, I'm sorry. I'm so blown away by your shirt. It's really quite remarkable. Do you have a stylist?
No, I don't have a stylist.
Okay.
Yeah, I just have a good eye. I know my combination.
Razmataz.
Yeah, Razmataz.
Okay, on a more serious note, just with regards to the Twitter, I see that you've been deleting tweets, you're doing a little bit more of taking a more serious turn. Are you going to be more Mr. Nice Guy, or are we going to look forward to some more clapbacks from you on social media?
It depends how I wake up, You come to me. You come to me the way, people want to sometimes rubbish what you do, whatever. So I react. I clap back one way, no return. So that's it. I get used to that because people didn't understand. They say, what kind of a minister are you? How do you talk to people like that? So President Mbeki once taught us something, and they were criticizing him. Why do you always in a suit and tie? When you campaign in the backyards, he says, this is who I am, suit and tie all the way.
Right.
If they love me, they will love me with my suit and tie, and they will get used to it. And we got used to those Hugo Boss suits, and then we forgot about being fake during the election and so on. You start to wear overalls, which we know is not your thing, but we got used to him because that's who he was. So I've learned something. If you are what you are, stay what you are, people get used to who you are.
Be true to yourself.
Be true to yourself. Yeah.
But you were campaigning against Ulanduza Utatu Ramaphosa, and now you're working with him. How does that work? Ni fake okay?
No, it is the nature of it. In politics, in the ANC, that's how it happens.
No bad blood.
No bad blood. He's my president, and we're in the same organization. So I support him, and I will support him till the end. a membership of the ANC have asked us to work together, and I respect that. So there's no bad blood. It can only be him who messed me up, but
Tell us about this. Sorry, Budam. Tell us
but
about
I'm
this
happy.
tweet.
Sorry.
Busy support the EFF. What was going on? The ANC president Cyril Ramaphosa.
No, you
came
know
back.
these hashtags. I pressed that thing by mistake. and then Julius catch this thing. And then I said, damn. Because, you know, when you press register to vote ANC there, I press... And then when I come back, he had already put it there. He said, we agree, Comrade and so on. And I decided, what should I do? Ignore, erase. Let me just, you know.
Yeah.
And then I started to say, no, man, it was a mistake. And then that was it. Yeah.
It happens to everybody. Fikile Mbalula, we have some questions from social media for you. And we also want to know what happened to Beyonce. But we're going to ask that after this break on Trending SA on SABC3.